My name is Jordan, and I'm a Texas real estate broker. I've been in the apartment industry for the past 9 years, and I decided while launching my brand, I wanted to make a company that was all about its agents. So whether you're looking for a new home or a place to curate the business that you want, I'd love to talk to you more. My name is Jordan Hankins. I am the owner and broker for the Jordan Agency. I've been in the industry for quite some time, and I'm super excited to be releasing this course for people that are interested in getting into apartment locating. There are not too many courses or schools that actually provide you insight about the apartment locating industry. As you know, I'm sure if you've been through real estate school, that real estate school really just teaches you about residential home buying and sales. It really doesn't teach you that much about investing. It doesn't help you learn that much about commercial real estate, and it definitely doesn't teach you that much about apartment locating. So I'm so excited to be sharing this piece of the real estate industry with others, because I think this is an amazing way to work in the real estate industry, but be able to work remote and help people online. So there are so many different ways to use our real estate license. This is one of the ways that I've used my license throughout my career, is doing luxury apartment locating and running apartment locating companies. So I'm so excited to be bringing this course to you. And so let's dive right in. So to start this course off, I'm going to talk a little bit about what is apartment locating, how can you do it, what is the money in it, all of that. Those of you that are already in the industry or are familiar with it, definitely feel free to just breeze right past this video. But for those of you that are brand new, aren't really familiar, I just kind of want to dive in. So apartment locating essentially has been around for a very long time. I've met people that have been doing locating for like 30, 40 years. It's something that has been around a long time. Apartment locating used to be a lot more, well, I wasn't around back then, but I would say that it probably was a lot more difficult because there wasn't the internet. But apartment locating essentially is a service that licensed agents can do to help people find apartments. So from what I understand, back in the day before the internet, there used to be these books that had a list of all of the apartments in them in each city, and each apartment locator, I guess, would use those books to help people find apartments that match their needs. And I can't imagine how that would even work today, because we have so many properties that are being built and being completed and changing names, being bought and sold. Like, I don't even know how you'd have a book to facilitate helping someone find an apartment when things change so quickly now. So that's just really crazy to me, how much the industry has transformed from starting off like that to now. Apartment locating is super fast paced, it's changing all the time, and it's all kind of ran online. So with apartment locating, essentially what a licensed agent is doing is they're helping somebody find a apartment community that fits their needs. And if you are in any major metropolitan area in the United States, there are hundreds, thousands of different apartment communities. So it's really great to use an apartment locator for these clients, because the client doesn't have to be the person going and searching through hundreds of websites, contacting properties, scheduling tours. Working with somebody who specializes in apartments is really, really helpful for people that are renting an apartment, people that are moving from out of state, people that are needing some kind of temporary housing because maybe their house is under construction. Apartment locating is really great because there's just so many apartments in these big metropolitan areas. So as an apartment locator, what you would be doing is being familiar with apartments in your specific area And you would be basically word of mouth marketing for these apartment communities. You would be telling people, potential prospective residents, about different apartment communities that meet their needs. Apartment locators all have very different ways of handling their business. Some apartment locators do escort all of their clients to each apartment that they lease or each apartment that they go look at. Some apartment locators never meet any one of their clients. They do everything online. They work with their clients through texting, emailing, all of that. And that's completely up to you how you want to run your business. But as an apartment locator, for somebody who's looking to use their real estate license in a complete remote way, apartment locating is a really great option because you don't physically have to be at most apartments in order to get that referral fee, get that commission check for referring a client to a specific apartment building. So the way that apartment locating works is you have a prospective client. An apartment locator tells that client about the apartment community. The client leases at that apartment community, writes their name down on the application, or in today's day and age, they input their information on their online application as working with the locator. Once that client moves in, then you as an apartment locator get to invoice your property, or your broker will invoice the property, and that property will send you a referral fee or commission, referral fee / commission check. So each commission check varies depending on the apartment community. That's kind of up to you as the apartment locator to know which apartments pay which commissions. And that also is ever changing. Apartment communities may pay 1 month's rent this week, and they may pay half of a month's rent next week. It really kind of just depends. But you as a locator, it's your responsibility to just verify whatever apartment community does pay, just so you're aware. But there are also online database systems that will tell us roughly what the commission is for each apartment community. But the title of this video is how to make $10,000 a month remote using your real estate license. The entire course is going to be about apartment locating. So you can figure the answer to that question is apartment locating. So I wanted to kind of give you an idea. If you think about whatever major city that you're closest to or that you live in, what is the average rent for that city? What's the average rent for a 1-bedroom or for a 2-bedroom? Let's just say in Dallas, for instance, Dallas, Texas, let's just say the average 1-bedroom apartment for rent at a luxury apartment building would probably be anywhere from $1,800 to $2,400. Now, obviously, this depends if you are looking at a high-rise building or if you are looking at just a luxury mid-rise building or a garden style community. It really kind of just depends on what type of community you're looking at, and we will go into all of that later. But just for the sake of this video, if you're in Dallas, Texas, in a major metropolitan area at a luxury high-rise building, we will say on average in 2023 that the rent is probably going to be around $1,800 to $2,400. So I wanted to show, so if you were to help somebody looking for a luxury high-rise 1-bedroom apartment, this client leased at Cirque, which is a high-rise in Victory Park in Dallas. And it looks like their apartment rent was $2,490, which is pretty average for a high-rise. So you have $2,490, and this commission check was $3,000. This property was paying $3,000, and a lot of properties pay equal to 1 month's rent. This property was paying a little bit more. But how to make $10,000 in a month? You would have to help a little over 3 people find an apartment at this type of building in order to make $10,000 a month in apartment locating. So with this certain client, I actually, myself or my team, I don't remember who helped this client, but we found this client from social media, or the client found us from social media and from our marketing online, and essentially contacted us and said, hey, I'm looking for a high-rise apartment. I'm moving from out of state, not familiar with the area. We informed this client about what is a great area for their needs. They wanted to live in a high-rise. They wanted to live in a walkable area. So we recommended To them, Victory Park, because Victory Park is just a very popular area in Dallas right now that has high-rise buildings and is super walkable. So they ended up, we referred them to Cirque, and they went, and I don't even remember if they went to tour the property themselves or if they did everything virtually online because they were coming from out of state. But essentially, they ended up leasing there. They filled out an online application. They told the property that they were working with us, the Jordan agency, and they leased, and we're getting a check, or we got a check. This is from 2 years ago. Wow. We got a check for $3,000 for this referral, and that was all word of mouth. And I don't think even met this client in person because they were out of state. So that's just a quick example about how you, like, what is your income potential in apartment locating? If you could focus on a specific niche, which in our case, my case, we focus primarily in luxury high-rise buildings. So you can see it's very, very easy to make over $10,000 from only helping 3 to 5 people a month. And that is a really amazing, beautiful thing. If you can make that amount of money from working at home, working online, and just connecting with people and building those relationships, this is a really amazing way to use your real estate license and make a good chunk of change remotely. Now, obviously, we've only talked about helping 3 to 5 people at a luxury high-rise building. Imagine if you're helping 10, 20, 30 people a month. You can make a lot of money in apartment locating. A lot of people think that residential real estate is where all of the money is at, and there is a lot of money in residential real estate, but apartment locating is super unique because you get basically clients every single year, because a lot of people move every year, or they know somebody moving every year. So that's one thing. Also, apartment locating is a lot less of a commitment for clients. So it's not as much of a strenuous process as helping somebody buy a home, because most people realize that they're not buying this apartment. They're probably not going to live there forever. So they are a little bit more open to being flexible with their needs. So that's something that's really, really beautiful about apartment locating. And also with apartment locating, you have a lot more volume, I would say, because with helping people buy and sell homes, most agents are actually going out and touring those clients, or they're showing homes all weekend. And with apartment locating, because you can do all of the work, if not the majority of the work, online, you can help a lot of people at one time, because you aren't having to fight the race of having to be in more than one place at one time. So apartment locating is a really great way to make money. You can make a lot of money. Honestly, a lot of apartment locators that I know make more money than most residential agents. And I just think that apartment locating is something that oftentimes is overlooked by agents, or people are just not aware that you can do this 100% remote and make a significant amount of money. So to summarize this video, how can you make $10,000 a month 100% remote? The answer is apartment locating. You can do this 100% from your phone, from a computer. All you have to do is really capitalize on getting those clients in, picking a niche, and either doing a lot of volume or picking a higher end niche and helping, let's say, 3 to 5 people a month. So stay tuned for the next.